I never thought spitting into a little plastic tube could unravel everything I believed about my life. That's the hook that changed everything for me, and it happened in just seconds. My name is Michael Thompson. I'm 32 years old, and last year I decided to buy one of those DNA ancestry kits. You know the ones. They're advertised everywhere, promising to reveal your family roots, connect you with long-lost relatives, and even tell you about your ethnic background. I thought it would be fun, like a casual hobby project on a rainy weekend. I imagined finding out I'm part Irish or something cool like that, maybe even discovering a cousin I could chat with online. Little did I know, this simple test would destroy my family forever. Let me take you back to how it all started. I was sitting in my living room, scrolling through ads on my phone during a boring evening. My wife, Sarah, was in the kitchen making dinner, and our 2 kids were playing upstairs. Life felt normal, stable. I work as a graphic designer. Nothing fancy, but it pays the bills. My family has always been close, me, my wife, the kids, my parents, and my 2 siblings. We have barbecues every Sunday, holidays are a big deal, and we've built this picture-perfect life. My dad, whom I've always called Dad, is the rock of the family. He's a hard-working mechanic who taught me how to fix cars and ride a bike. My mom is the heart, always baking cookies and giving the best hugs. I never questioned anything about my origins. We looked alike, shared stories, and that was enough. So, I ordered the kit online. It arrived in a small box, easy to use. You just swab your cheek or spit into a tube, seal it up, and mail it back. I did it one night while watching TV, laughing to myself about what secrets it might uncover. 2 weeks later, the email came. Your results are ready. I clicked the link with excitement, expecting a fun pie chart of my heritage. But as the page loaded, my heart started pounding. There it was, a parent-child match. Not with my dad, but with some guy named Robert Jenkins. I'd never heard that name in my life. My stomach dropped like I'd been punched. Who was this person? A glitch? A mistake? I refreshed the page a dozen times, but it stayed the same. The match was 99.9% accurate, they said. That's when the doubt crept in. I didn't tell anyone at first. I sat there staring at the screen, my mind racing. What if this is real? What does it mean for me, for my family? I tried to brush it off as a false positive. I've read stories online about mix-ups in these tests. But curiosity wouldn't let go. That night, I couldn't sleep. I lay in bed next to Sarah, pretending everything was fine, but my brain was in overdrive. The next day, I started digging. I searched Robert Jenkins on social media and public records. Turns out, he lives just 2 towns away, in a quiet suburb. He's in his late 50s, a retired police officer with grown kids of his own. His profile picture showed a man with salt and pepper hair, kind eyes, and a smile that looked eerily familiar. I zoomed in on his face, comparing it to old photos of myself. The resemblance was there. Same jawline, same nose. It freaked me out. By the end of the week, I was obsessed. I drove by his house once, just to see. It was a modest place with a well-kept lawn and an American flag in the yard. I didn't knock, I wasn't ready. But the questions piled up. If he's my biological father, what happened? Why didn't I know? My mom had always been so open about our family history. Stories of grandparents, aunts, uncles. This didn't fit. I started replaying memories from my childhood. Was there ever a hint? An awkward moment? Nothing came to mind. Finally, after days of torment, I made the decision. I had to meet him. I printed out the DNA results, got in my car, and drove over. My hands were shaking as I parked and walked up to the door. I knocked, heart in my throat. When he opened it, he froze, staring at me like he'd seen a ghost. His voice was barely a whisper. You look exactly like her." That moment changed everything. The truth started pouring out, piece by piece. Robert invited me in, and over coffee, he explained. Her was my mother, Linda. They had a brief affair 33 years ago, right around the time I was conceived. It was a summer fling, passionate, secret. My mom was married to my dad back then, but things weren't great. Robert said he never knew about the pregnancy. She never told him. He moved away for work, and life went on. But seeing me now, it all clicked for him. He showed me old photos of my mom from that time, and yeah, the connection was undeniable. I felt sick, excited, confused, all at once. This man was a stranger, but he was part of me. I left his house in a daze, the DNA paper crumpled in my pocket. Driving home, I replayed his words. My whole identity was shifting. Who am I if not the son of the man who raised me? That night, I confronted my mom. She was in the kitchen, humming as she cooked. I showed her the results, my voice trembling. "Mom, what's this?" Her face went pale. She sat down, tears streaming. For the first time, she admitted it all. It was true. Robert was my biological father. She had hidden it to protect the family, to keep the peace. My dad never suspected. He loved me like his own. But the lie had eaten at her for decades. She begged me not to tell him, but I couldn't carry this alone. The damage was done. As the weeks passed, the fallout began. I told Sarah everything. She was supportive but worried. My siblings, when they found out, were shocked, angry at Mom, confused about me. And Dad, oh Dad. When I sat him down and explained, his world shattered. He felt betrayed, like his whole marriage was a lie. We argued, cried, and the family dinner stopped. Holidays became awkward silences. I started seeing a therapist to process it all. Who am I now? Do I reach out to Robert more? The DNA test, meant for fun, had ripped us apart. Picking up where we left off, the confrontation with my mom was just the beginning of the chaos. After that emotional talk, I promised her I'd think things through before telling Dad. But secrets like this don't stay hidden long in a close family. My sister, Emily, overheard part of our conversation through the wall. She has that sixth sense for drama. The next day, she cornered me. "Michael, is it true? Is Dad not your real dad?" I had to come clean. Emily's reaction was a mix of hurt and disbelief. She's always been the protector type, and now she felt like our foundation was crumbling. My brother, Jake, took it harder. He called me up yelling, "How could Mom do this? We've been living a lie." We had a family group chat that exploded with messages, accusations, tears emoji, everything. Meanwhile, I couldn't stop thinking about Robert. After that first meeting, we exchanged numbers. He texted me cautiously, "If you want to talk more, I'm here." I did want to. We met for lunch a few times. He's a nice guy, tells stories about his police days, shares photos of his other kids, my half-siblings. They're adults now, unaware of me until recently. Robert broke the news to them gently, and surprisingly, they were open to meeting. One of them, his daughter Lisa, messaged me, "This is wild, but family is family, right?" It was bittersweet, gaining new connections while losing old ones. But every time I learned more about Robert's side, it highlighted what I'd missed. He has this dry humor, loves fishing, and apparently, I got my artistic side from his mom, my grandma I never knew. Back home, tensions rose. Sarah tried to mediate, suggesting family counseling. We booked sessions, but Dad refused at first. "I raised you, Michael. That's what matters," he said, but his eyes were full of pain. When he finally joined, the therapist uncovered layers. Mom admitted the affair happened during a rough patch in their marriage. Dad was working long hours. They were young and stressed. She regretted it immediately but chose to keep the baby and the secret. Dad felt emasculated, like his role was stolen. Siblings felt divided loyalties. I was in the middle, torn between forgiving Mom and supporting Dad. The DNA test had forced us to face uncomfortable truths we'd ignored. As months went on, the family dynamics shifted dramatically. Sunday barbecues turned into strained visits. Emily stopped talking to Mom for a while. Jake threw himself into work to avoid it. I started questioning my own memories. Were those father-son moments with Dad real, or built on a lie? Robert invited me to his family events, but I hesitated, not wanting to betray Dad further. One day, I drove to Dad's shop unannounced. He was under a car, greasy and focused. "Dad, I love you. You're my dad always," I said. He came out, hugged me tight, and we cried. It was a step toward healing, but scars remained. The media side of this blew up too. I read articles about DNA tests ruining families. Thousands of cases like mine. Some people discover siblings, others find out they're adopted unknowingly. It made me feel less alone, but also highlighted the risks. Companies like Ancestry DNA warn about unexpected results now, but I didn't read the fine print. If you're thinking of taking one, pause. It might upend your world. In the midst of this, I leaned on friends. One buddy shared his own story of a surprise half-brother. It helped normalize it. Sarah and I grew closer, communicating better. But the kids noticed the tension. They're young, but kids pick up on vibes. I shielded them as much as possible, explaining Grandpa is sad, but we'll be okay. Looking deeper, this revealed advanced layers of identity. Psychologists say these revelations trigger an identity crisis, like grieving a lost self. I read books on it, joined online forums. People shared tips, set boundaries, seek therapy, embrace the complexity. For me, it meant balancing two fathers, biological and the one who raised me. Robert and I bonded over shared traits, like our love for old movies. Dad and I rebuilt through small acts, like fishing trips he used to take me on. But not everything mended easily. Holidays that year were disaster. Thanksgiving ended in a quiet fallout when Mom and Dad argued. Siblings picked sides, and I felt guilty for sparking it. The DNA test, once fun, now symbolized destruction. Friends, if you're hooked on this drama, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Like this video if you've ever faced a family secret. Comment your thoughts. What's the biggest secret in your family? Share below. I read them all. Now, let's dive deeper into the advanced fallout. How this one test rippled through every corner of our lives, turning simple routines into minefields. After the initial shocks, we tried therapy regularly. The sessions were intense. The therapist used techniques like family mapping to trace emotions. Dad opened up about feeling inadequate, like he wasn't enough to be my father. Mom shared her guilt, how the secret weighed on her like a stone. I learned advanced concepts, like attachment theory, how early lies affect bonds. It explained why I felt unmoored, like my sense of self was fractured. Siblings process differently. Emily through journaling, Jake by distancing himself temporarily. On Robert's side, things advanced quickly. We did more DNA tests to confirm half-siblings. Lisa and her brother Mark welcomed me warmly. We had a casual meet-up at a park, awkward at first, but we laughed about shared family quirks, like a tendency to collect odd gadgets. Robert shared advanced stories, his police career, busting cases that sounded like movies. It filled gaps in my heritage. Turns out, I'm part Scottish from his line, with a family tartan even. But integrating this felt like advanced puzzle solving. I had to navigate loyalties without alienating Dad. Financially, it hit too. Dad's trust in Mom wavered, affecting their joint decisions. They considered separation, which scared me. I stepped in as mediator, suggesting couples counseling. Advanced communication tools helped, like active listening exercises. Slowly, they rebuilt, but it was fragile. My own life advanced. I started a blog anonymously about DNA surprises, connecting with others. It became therapeutic, sharing advanced insights on privacy laws around genetic data. Did you know these companies share info with law enforcement sometimes? Eye-opening. Socially, friends' reactions varied. Some pulled away, uncomfortable with the drama. Others offered support groups. Sarah and I attended a workshop on resilient relationships, learned advanced strategies, like reframing narratives. Instead of betrayal, we saw human error. The kids, now a bit older, asked questions. I explained simply, families can be big and complicated, but love holds it together. It advanced their understanding early. Legally, I explored options. Did I want to change my name? Update records? Advanced research showed it's possible but emotional. I decided against it. Dad's name is mine. Robert respected that, focusing on building a friendship. But challenges persisted. A family reunion invite from Robert's side clashed with ours. Logistics nightmare. I skipped to avoid hurt. Siblings' relationships strained. Jake blamed me initially for stirring the pot. We had advanced talks, forgiving through empathy building. Psychologically, I delved into advanced therapy, EMDR for trauma processing. It helped unpack childhood memories, revealing subtle signs I missed, like Mom's overprotectiveness. Books like The Family Secret provided frameworks. Online communities shared advanced coping, genealogy trees that include both sides. The tests company reached out after I posted a review, offered counseling credits. I used it for the family. Advanced lesson. Technology evolves faster than emotions. Always prepare. Holidays improve slightly. Christmas with separate visits. Dad gave me a tool set, symbolizing our bond. Robert said a book on ancestry thoughtful. Yet, doubts lingered. Am I defined by biology or nurture? Advanced philosophy. It's both. I embraced hybrid identity, richer but complex. Work suffered initially. Focus issues led to deadlines missed. Boss understood after I shared vaguely. Advanced self-care. Meditation apps helped. Sarah and I considered our future. Do we tell the kids everything someday? Advanced parenting. Honesty with age-appropriate details. This phase taught advanced resilience. Families can fracture but fuse stronger with effort. Guys, this story's getting intense. If it's resonating, like and subscribe for part 2 vibes. Comment, have you taken a DNA test? What surprised you? Let's discuss in the comments. Wrapping up this advanced tale, a year later, we're in a new normal, scarred but surviving. Therapy evolved to maintenance sessions. We use advanced tools, like genograms to visualize family ties. Dad and Mom stayed together, stronger from the truth. They renewed vows quietly, a beautiful moment. I officiated, tears flowing. Siblings healed. Emily and Jake now include Robert in casual chats. We had a blended picnic, awkward laughs, but progress. With Robert's family, bonds deepened. I met extended relatives at a reunion, advanced networking, sharing stories till dawn. Learned skills, like Scottish dancing from cousins. It enriched me, filling heritage voids. But I set boundaries. No overstepping Dad's role. Personally, advanced growth. I wrote a book draft on DNA ethics, pitching to publishers. Therapy helped integrate identities. I'm Michael's son, both fathers. Identity crisis faded into acceptance. Legally, advanced steps. Updated medical history with Robert's info, important for health risks. Joined advocacy groups pushing for better DNA privacy laws. Socially, friends returned, some inspired to test cautiously. Sarah and I thrived. Our marriage advanced through vulnerability. Kids adapted, viewing it as a cool family expansion. Challenges remain, occasional flare-ups, like when Dad sees Robert's photo. We handle with advanced conflict resolution, timeouts, empathy rounds. Financially stable now. Blog monetized slightly. Advanced lesson. Secrets erode, truth liberates, though painfully. Looking back, the test destroyed the illusion but built authenticity. Families aren't perfect, they're human. If I could, I'd warn, take test's eyes open. This story's end? Ongoing journey. We're closer, wiser. Thanks for sticking with me through this. If this moved you, smash like, subscribe, and share with someone who needs it. Comment your take, what's your family secret, or advice for me. Turn on notifications for more stories. See you next time.